Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is either episode 206 or 207, depending on what I decide to do with Saturday night's episode. Saturday night, I sat down and I recorded an episode, one of the most fun episodes I've done in a minute again. You know, I had a couple of special guests on there, and I'm either going to be posting that onto the Patreon or onto the public feed, just kind of depending. But what happened is, so I started recording the podcast for about 10, 15 minutes, and then my dad and two hillbillies walked in, and I was like, fuck yes, dude. Like, and I mean that in the most respectful way possible. But, so I had a full-blown complete mental breakdown right on Saturday. In this mystery episode that either is released or is not released, I started talking about some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. I have a whole bunch of crap to really get into, and I don't know where I want to start at. I don't know if I want to start at the beginning or start on Saturday, kind of right in the middle, and then work our way back and forward. But Saturday, dude, I wake up, right? And I smoke a little bit too much weed in the morning. Not like a crazy amount, but a little bit. If we're just being honest, it really wasn't enough to send me into a full-blown schizophrenic breakdown. I think that was probably kind of chilling in the back of the brain, hibernating, waiting. I've had a couple of fucking weeks, man. These last couple, to be quite honest with you, and I'll get personable with you guys on the podcast. I don't really care. But man, Saturday I wake up, me and Abby are hanging. I mean, dude, it's not even 10 a.m. and I'm going off, dude. Did you see the Twitter file? Like, I was going down one, and then Abby leaves, right? Because she's got to go to work on Saturdays, because of where she works or whatever. So she goes in, leave, or no. She was gonna go hang out with her friends. She's going to go hang out with one of her friends from work. She kind of alternates Saturdays. Either way, point of the story is I'm at Abby's house. Abby now leaves. So then it's just me and her parents, right? And she leaves me while I'm pooping, dude. I literally pants down in the situation, dude. I'm sitting there, and I had told her bye before I even went into the bathroom, and I know they're sitting out in the living room, her parents, and I love her parents so very much, dude. And I just shouldn't have fucking kept talking, dude. I was killing, crushing, telling good stories. They're laughing. We love you. We love you. And they do. And they love me even after this part, too. I brought up COVID, right? Bad idea. I don't like talking about COVID anymore, right? I was talking to Abby's mom about a bunch of shit, and having a really good conversation with Abby's mom and Abby's dad. Abby's mom leaves. I'm still kind of going on about whatever. I'm tweaking out, I'm like, dude, did you see all of these people on trial right now are ex-FBI and CIA agents? And I don't know how much I think my generation especially, they're probably not looking into that shit too much other than just either picking a side. They're either yeah, Twitter files, or they're fuck Elon Musk, he made us pay, and great, dude, he made you pay for something. I don't fucking know what, apparently, and this is one of the things that I guess I was wrong about on Saturday, because Abby's mom had kind of said that, well, it's kind of dumb that I don't want to just be voicing their political opinions on here, but either, it's not even fucking political. That's my main problem with this, right? Well, I'm then talking about the Twitter files, and then I'm like, half of these people that were getting taken off of Twitter and suspended are these actual medical doctors talking about this stuff, and Twitter was just Russian disinformation, just boot them out. And I don't know how much you guys have listened, how much I've talked about it in the past. I love a good conspiracy, dude. I live for it, man. I really do. I love War Mode. Shout out War Mode. And I'm I don't know, I'm talking to her about this, and then kind of went down this path where, she hits me with something that I didn't necessarily agree with. And I don't know, man. This is me being crazy. Which one of us is right, nobody will ever fucking really be able to tell. And it doesn't matter which one of us is right. But when she said her particular opinion, dude, I watched the fucking Matrix crumble, man. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, and I don't know. Every couple of, pretty much what happens is I work way too much, and I'm not trying to just hop on the podcast and bitch about work, but I work a little too much, and I tend to not get a lot of sleep. Well, last week was one of those weeks where I mean, 4.5, 5 hours every night, and then working. I mean, I shit you not, 15-hour days. I'd go to work or more. Like, I'd go to work at my regular job. I was cutting stickers before I went to go install Windows. Then I would go and install Windows all day. Then grab my stickers and drive down to like Woodburn to go slap these things on real fast. I'm back and forth, dude. I was in the hospital on Monday night because I was pretty sure I was dying, and I talked about that on the mysterious episode, whether it's there or not. And so it was just a long week, right? So then Saturday, first day, I kind of wake up. I actually got like 7.5 hours of sleep. I'm chilling, dude. And then I'm talking to her. I watched The Matrix fucking, dude. And I was a full-blown schizo, man. I just start like walking away from her. Like, because I literally just watched something happen that I didn't want to watch happen. And I just like, dude, I don't know. Like, I know you guys are out there right now. Like, holy fuck, what kind of level of crazy is this, dude? I didn't know I had this in me either, man. I just started backing away, and she's like, no, it's okay that you feel that. She's a super sweet lady, and I love her very much, and I still do, and I don't think she listens to this podcast, but if she does, Christy, I love you. And so she's like, no, it's okay that you feel like that, and I'm like backing away, and I'm like, like walking like towards Abby's room, like, what the fuck is actually happening? She's like, I know other people that feel like that. And I'm like, other people that are fucking crazy? That's pretty much like what I'm like going down this fucking, I don't know, man. I'm tweaked out. I don't do hard drugs. I smoke weed, probably too much to be quite honest with you, but I don't think a level to develop this. It was fucking insane. I just like full blown start like backing away. I'm like, it's okay. I just got to grab a couple of things. And she's like, no, it's okay. Like, it's okay. And I go back into Abby's room, right? And I just start like throwing shit in my bag, like grab all of my stuff. And I've got my 2 garbage bags full of clothes because I just travel around with garbage bags full of clothes because my backpack's full of like camera, laptop shit. I'm working on editing the podcast down there like the night before or whatever. And so, and dude, I'm tweaked out. Now I'm in a room. I have my backpack on this side. I have my 2 bags of clothes, and I'm literally, and to top this off, right? My phone had not been working for like 2 days. And at this point, I'm convinced I did a little too much research on the Twitter files, and somebody was like, he's done. He doesn't get fucking data no more, dude. He doesn't. So I can only like text on like Wi-Fi. Well, I'm like texting Abby. She's out with her friends. Like, I'm in your room right now. I just had a conversation with you. And Abby knows I'm crazy. So, like, she knows what's happening. I'm like, I just went down a rabbit hole. I don't really fucking know. Like, I was doing it to her all fucking morning. That's part of the reason I was so fired up about this. And mind you, part of the reason I'm fully tweaking out is because I don't really know at this point what's fake or not. I'm sure you guys are in this same wormhole right now. Like, literally normal people. That's part of the thing that I was tweaking out about on Saturday is I'm like, everybody has always looked at me, fucking war mode, whoever. Like, and I'm not saying I'm as great as gods, but I'm saying they've always looked at me like I'm the crazy person for thinking they know a little too much, did a little bit of alternative research, but nowadays, like, we had like the train derailment, we had the earthquakes, dude. I have people literally asking me at work because they know I'm a crazy person. Like, I've had a couple people at work go, what did you hear about like the whole COVID thing, like before all of it? Because they were like, I told my boss, and this is my fucking podcast, so I get to say whatever I want. I told my boss I would quit before I got and I told, I'll cut that, waxed. And I literally told him, like, in the midst of COVID, I'm like, dude, I will literally rather lose my job. This is the best job I've ever had. And if you have to make me not work here anymore because I will not give it, that is technically your right as a business. But like, It is what it is, pretty much. So people know I'm crazy, dude. People literally had been hitting, like, asking me, what's the deal with this train derailment thing? Because they're like, what kind of rabbit hole are you down? I would like to hear your rabbit hole, you know? And so this is all on Saturday, you know? That was part of the reason I was freaking out. I'm like, why is whoever, I don't know who, why is whoever letting other people start to actually question and like see, because I'm having people come up to me and they're like, oh yeah, it's aliens, you know? And I'm like, is it, man? Like, I love that idea. I love that thought because I love a good alien story, you know? I love conspiracies like I was talking about. I don't know though. That's where I was at. And just for the record, I didn't smoke weed before this podcast started because I got off work early, dude. I came home ready to start up a pod, you know, and do either a quick one or a long one. I really don't know what it will do. I know that I have a lot of things on my mind, and if you guys want to listen, I'll fucking give it to you, dude. Speaking of that, if you are listening to this podcast right now, please comment down below. Hit me with something, man. Hit me with like a question. I kind of have a rough estimate of who's listening, you know, because I know it's mainly just my friends, you know, so shout out fucking group chat. But yeah, Saturday morning, dude, I'm tweaking out in her room now. I have my bags packed. I'm texting her, and my texts are not sending because at this point the government has stolen my fucking phone, like access or something. I don't really know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm texting her like, I'm panicked. I just went down this rabbit hole. I'm in your room right now, and I need to leave, but I don't want to leave because I know she's going to bring it back up and try and make it better, but nothing that she was saying was making me feel any better. You know, at this point in time, I had also realized Abby was looking for something that I had in my car, right? I know she wanted this thing. I'm trying to text her like, hey, I did find that, by the way. Do you want me to come and like drop it off to you? Well, I'm a man, pick up my shit. I walk out, and immediately as I walk out, like, you can tell the tension in the room, bro. It's a little awkward, you know? I'm sure she just grabbed Abby's dad, like, I don't know what the fucking dope that kid's on today, but he just did something, man, and he tweaked out in front of me. And sadly, man, not enough to be tweaking out the way I was, dude. And, you know, I'm like, I'm sorry, you know, I didn't want to make that weird. She's like, no, you didn't make that weird. Do you feel weird? I'm like, I don't think you want me to answer, honestly. Yes, I feel fucking weird. I'm pretty sure you're a robot. That guy's fake. And not like, I don't know. I mean, not fully, but kind of. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta go. I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Sorry that your boy or your daughter's marrying a crazy guy. Good red flag to pop up in front of the parents, but I've always had green flags in front of the parents. So I think the fact that I just finally pulled out a red one, maybe they're like, the red flag has ulterior motives because they know what, or not ulterior motives, double meaning. You know what the fuck I meant, dude. And I'm like, I don't know. I pulled a little bit of a red flag. I bail. Have a great day. I fucking ran out of that house, man. Now I'm driving. My phone doesn't work. I don't have any music downloaded. I'm not listening to fucking government programming radio in this state of mind. You know, I'm like, I do not need a fucking Pfizer commercial to come through my FM dial, dude. I will bail out of this fucking car. You know, or like someone to come on and talk about the Twitter files and be like, it's really not even that big of a deal. And I'm like, yeah, it's really not, man. You know, the government's just fucking working at one of the major media corporations that's fully influencing our generation, but that's completely fine. And I belong to the generation that I am immediately a racist, you know, so I suck ass, you know, I don't need the fucking radio right now, right? I need to bail. I'm not racist. Love all races. Shout out to the Mexicans, especially, dude. You're my favorite. Dude, I leave Abby's house. Now I'm driving in complete fucking silence in 2023 like a psychopath, dude. Just beaming. I know where Abby's at, right? She doesn't know I'm coming. But I have something that I know she wants. It's not. I feel like by not saying it, it makes it even weirder. It's just her fucking nicotine, and I have some nicotine in my pocket, so it's fine. I'm not judging her or anything like that. She wanted it though, and she was like, "Did you see my vape?" No, I haven't. Well, I find it in the car. She's already gone and everything. Now I'm driving in silence to where Abby is. I can't text her either, right? I'm already in my head about everything else. I'm extra in my head about this one. I'm like, dude, I'm going to show up to where Abby's at with her two friends unannounced in this kind of state of mind. Like, I'm definitely going to look like a fucking schizo. And I well, drive past where I think she's at. Her car's right there. Real creepy move, And she was like, no, it was sweet. Like, I'm glad you knew where I was. In my head, though, I feel like a fucking psycho, dude. I'm driving up to her work. Not even to her. She's at her work, but she's not working. But I know where she's at, and this is one of her coworkers or friends or whatever. Here I come bebopping up into the parking lot because I saw her car. I get out of my car now. I walk inside. I don't know what the fuck was going or like what was happening on my face because I walk inside and Abby like stands up from the table she's at and she goes, "Are you okay?" Like she could see she could see that I was just in my car driving down the street. I saw a Tesla and I wanted to think it, but also fucking like run my car into it at full fucking speed because I'm convinced it's an AI robot, dude. I don't fucking know what I was saying. But she could read whatever that was on my face. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yes, I just kind of had a schizophrenic breakdown in front of your parents. Like, but here's your vape. Everything is okay. And like, do you still want your vape? Because I have it in my pocket right now." "Yeah, I want it." "Okay, here you go." "Are you good?" "No." "What happened?" I don't want to start talking about this in front of her friends because then they're 20-year-olds that work at a fucking coffee shop. Abby's not. Abby's 23, but these girls are like 20. They're 20 years old that work in one of the fucking most woke ass coffee shops I've ever seen. I do not need to start spouting off about the fucking Twitter files, the vid. I don't know if I need to start doing some therapy or something or doing these podcasts a lot more often and just spouting off into the fucking abyss. I don't really know, man. All I know is at this point in time, when I'm standing there, I don't need, and so she's like, "Well, what happened?" And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just started kind of going off about the Twitter. I'm kind of like whispering. I'm like an embarrassed child. I'm like, kind of started going off about the Twitter files, and then I kind of let into COVID, and then and then I kind of panicked, and then I ran away. I don't know. I bail from her. I leave, dude. I come home, right? I still live with my parents. Please subscribe to the Patreon. I still live with my parents, so I come home. They're on a lot closer to a similar page than I am on, but I still wouldn't say the exact same page. And I just start fucking ranting to them, right? Just going off, man. Just losing it. And I'm sorry, because I'm kind of getting distracted right now because this recorder is about to die. I might just pause both items and then come back for another couple of seconds. Sorry about that. Okay, so I had to break real fast because I had to change the batteries on the recorder and on the camera and everything, and then I started having a coughing attack because I was sick yesterday, but that's a whole nother deal, right? I come home, right, from having my mental breakdown, my full schizophrenic break. I don't know for sure, but I'd probably classify it as that. I don't know, dude. I'm no fucking doctor. And of course, I'm trying to be a little bit hyperbolic for the podcast because it's funny, but it was a little scary. I get home. I come in. I tell them exactly what happened. And of course, my mom, she worked at the hospital throughout all of COVID. Before, after, during, fucking everything, right? So she saw a lot of the shit, and not just worked at the hospital, sweeping the floors. She's a respiratory therapist, so she kind of had to deal with these people, right? I come home. I kind of start talking a little bit about whatever, how my morning has been. They can tell I forgot about that, dude. On my way home from dropping that off at with Abby or whatever, on my way home, my phone, like I said, wasn't working or anything. I just bailed, dude. I've been trying to learn Duolingo. I went and got a fucking chimichanga at this fucking jalapenos taqueria, fucking hung out with the sweet Mexican lady in there. She gave me chips and a beer, and I fucking relaxed a little bit, and then I make it home. I start talking to them. They're pretty much just telling me I'm going to have to get over it, right? Which is exactly what I'm going to have to do. Like, I'm not going to be able to control that type of shit, It didn't work, man. Didn't make me feel any better. I kind of came out here, sat on this couch, fucking, be quite honest with you, did a real man move, and I just fucking laid my head right down there. I cried maybe 30 minutes before I just passed out, and then woke up about an hour and a half later, still felt like shit, went and laid down in my bed. This is my first day off, literally in a week, and my first time to actually have any sort of this is my time to work on this shit or do this, the things that I actually like doing, like this or my sticker stuff, it's just a whole lot, right? Have my little cry sesh right here on this fucking couch, make it into my room, go pass out for another hour and a half or so. I wake up, everybody's here, my dad and my mom and my little sister and her boyfriend, and then a couple of the guys that work for my dad, I wake up, and they're kind of like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, still not great, man, and I just fucking bailed, came out here. I'm literally just sitting on this couch after having a solid 6-hour mental breakdown. Phone's still not working. So I live out here. We don't have Wi-Fi out here. That's part of the reason doing the podcast fucking sucks so much is because I have to upload it anywhere else. I don't have Wi-Fi, so my phone's not working. And then I'm just sitting here on this couch stewing, just in a stupor, just fucking looking off into the sunset. And my dad came and knocked on the door, being a good dad. Can I come in? Dude, I don't know what the fuck I said or what. In the nicest way possible, and I love both my parents. I think this might have been one of the first times my dad's ever done this, come in, I want to come check on you, and I'm like, okay, that's not good. But good, because thank you. I'm glad you care about me, and I know you do, but this is making me feel like you really do right now. It's very nice. He comes in, he sits down. I kind of just ranted to him for about an hour, He ranted back in a good way, just kind of like, look, man, it fucking is what it is, And as for the work stuff, also is what it is, which I also already know. I've already came to that conclusion lots of times, but sometimes you just fucking need someone, man, to tell you some of that stuff. He hung out, sat out here with me, talked for a while. I go back inside after a minute, after we talked, I'm kind of feeling a little bit better and stuff, Why don't you drink a beer with us? Yes. This will make me immediately forget about all conspiracy theories. Probably not the brightest thing to do, but I'm like, I would love a beer, dude. Start drinking a couple beers with them, talking with them. What are you up to for the rest of the night? Well, I'm going to go do a podcast at some point in time. If you guys want to be on it, why don't you come out and say hi? Right? So then they actually get into the idea, right? And they come out here. We're all hanging out, drinking a little bit, telling some stories. And it was pretty good. They were kind of awkward, a little nervous. But, the two guys, I've literally never met them, really. I've unofficially met them, but this was the first time ever meeting them. And Mason, he came right in. He didn't even know he was getting roped into the podcast. He had just showed up, And so they were walking out here, and they're like, "Come on, we're going out here." And he's like, "Okay, what's happening?" And I'm like, "We're recording a podcast. Did they not tell you?" "No." "Okay, well, you want to be on it?" They come in. We do a pretty good podcast and everything. Like I said, I started recording. I thought I was going to have probably 30 minutes or so before they actually came out. And they came out in about 10 minutes. So like I kind of got interrupted about halfway through my story, and then just kind of tried to finish that up. That was about how I fucking went to the ER on Monday night. So go find that episode wherever it's at if you're that curious. And we just kind of talked, hung out, and then they came back and they played some music at the very end, which was sweet. These two guys, dude, they're really fucking talented. Like, lately, I've really been enjoying some good country music, and, like, I think these kids can sing pretty fucking good, and I would really like to see them blow up, And also think it would be cool as if they do blow up. I'm like, oh, yeah, they were on my podcast in, like, 27, or, holy fuck, I almost just did 2017. Dude, it's 2023 right now. But yeah, I was excited to get them on and everything, and they came back in and sang. But like, there's a lot of stuff that we'll have to cut out of that episode because like they were just a little awkward, but they've never done a podcast before, so that's awkward enough. And then to top it off, their host, moi, I've done like 8 recently. You know what I mean? This is episode 6 or 7. Like in the yes, I've done a good amount of podcasts, but like the breaks in between never help, so I'm super fucking awkward. And then to top it off, I've been smoking weed and drinking, and so I'm just being awkward too, and so like we pause, right? We pause. Let's get the vibes flowing again, and we'll come back and everything, right? So we paused. And some things happened while we paused. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to talk about, but like, dude, I have to talk about it, man. Put me in a bad spot because my dad did something really cool that I've never seen him do. And then I was like, I tried to bring it back up, and he's like, no, we're not talking about that. And I'm like, it's not even that bad. I'm going to whisper it so nobody can fucking... And do not go snitching on me to my dad. This better not get back to him until I am so fucking rich off of my Patreon that he just laughs and goes, I'll come and do it again. Dude, my dad used to get on me for smoking weed, dude. Especially before any of it was legal and I was a kid. I mean, like, and I understand that. Like, they caught me smoking weed when I was like 12 maybe, that's the time to get on your kid about it. Like, hey, fucko, you're not gonna be doing that. Like, and I truly did stop a couple of times and everything, and like I'd stop for like a couple of years, and then like in like 8th grade, I tried it again or whatever and didn't really like it that much again, and like, but then like freshman year, I kind of tried it, kind of started getting back into it and everything. And then like throughout high school, he was always kind of like on my ass about it, but only like if I was doing like dumb shit on top of it, like he didn't want me driving, like while high, he didn't want me fucking going to school stoned, getting in trouble for it, which we definitely went to school high almost every fucking day, especially senior year, but that's fine. And we would take breaks, dude. We would literally like, I think I've talked about that on the podcast, and I don't think Ethan cares if I out him, dude, but like, I mean, and he was, we were all kind of the same way, but a lot of us would smoke a little bit of weed before we went to World of Speed in the morning, and then we'd fucking go to World of Speed for like 2 hours, and then we had a break in between because World of Speed wasn't at the actual school. It was over in Wilsonville, and we went to school at Sherwood High School, so then we had to like drive from Wilsonville to Sherwood, but they gave us like an hour and a half to do it. Like, we had like a block period in between it pretty much, and so we would leave World of Speed, go to Ethan's house, smoke weed, go, like, if we had time, we would run to, like, McDonald's or something, grab some food, in between third period. So then we'd show up to third period just fucking ripped, hang out at third period. After third period was lunch, we'd immediately go back to his house, smoke more weed, and then fucking, go back for, like, fourth period maybe, but and fifth period. But a lot of the times we'd just bail on fourth and fifth period, and then just not go back. But either way, my dad would, like, especially in high school, like, look, you got to be passing. You can't be doing this, can't be doing that. If you're smoking weed, I guess, I don't agree with it, but a lot of their problem was kind of like more along the, and I hope I'm not speaking too out of turn here, but I think a lot of their problem was more along the lines of like, Shout out to my older brother. I love him very much. He really, really ruined weed for me because the fucking dude was like a guy out of the movies, man. Like, I mean, gateway drug example A. And I don't think, be honest with you, he's not going to hear it right now for at least a little while because I know he doesn't have access to it. If he does, I don't think he's going to be mad. And I'm starting to get real personal with you guys on this fucking podcast because I really want to do this, man. I want to do this fucking full time. I'm tired of going to work. I'm tired of having mental breakdowns. I'm tired of doing all of this shit. I want to make stickers, make podcasts, make some hoodies, fucking smoke weed, and talk to you guys. That's about all 5 fucking things I want to do in my life. And I know it's possible because I see other people doing it. And I know I did not do it because I never took this shit as seriously as I should have, man. I fucking butchered it a couple of good times. I set up Patreons. I Ponzi schemed out. I'd get people to subscribe, and then I would fucking bail and not record episodes. And I just can't be doing that, man. That's my fucking product. That's my name. That's, I'm 25 almost now. Like, I'm getting more and more fucking experienced and mature here with how the world works. You guys don't want to pay me money if I'm not doing shit. That's understandable. But I really need to get this fucking thing going, man. I don't want to be every episode is a breakdown of my breakdown. Either way, that was a long, long convoluted tangent. All getting back to my dad used to really kind of get on my ass about smoking weed. And the guy supposedly has never smoked weed in his life. I love you, Dad. Don't kill me, dude. You did something cool in front of me, and I don't want to lose your trust, but everybody else is going to think this is cool that is listening. Nobody's going to fucking rat you out. Nobody's going to call anyone. It's not illegal anymore. You're fine. Again, I love you. We go on break, right? My dad hits me with, he goes, hey, I don't even know how he said it. He was like, we were like joking about we need to relax to make a good episode or whatever. And he was like, well, maybe I'll smoke weed tonight. Really? Maybe. If you want to, it's right fucking there, dude. Like, you can see it just as good as I could see it. Well, maybe, and we kind of get up and he's like looking at it, and I'm like, okay, look. This is my bong, right? Let me show you how it's done. I'll pass the torch, fucking show the apprentice showing the master how it's done, pretty much type of deal, right? Even though that's kind of reverse in this situation. I said it like that because he's older than me. Either way, I am like, look, here's what you do. You're going to want to light it. You're going to be sucking right here. You're going to pull this bowl piece. And please, dude, make sure you fucking pull this bowl piece because it's going to be bad time if you don't. You're going to take way too big of a rip. And then it's just going to, all of this is going to be bad, right? Well, he starts roasting it, okay. So I take a rip in front of him, right? I hit it. I'm like, damn, dude, that was rough. Let me go and get the ice. Let me go and get the ice. No, we don't need ice. He's a fucking man, dude. He's the coolest guy. He's a legit man. Fucking works his ass off. Fucking always been a good dad. I want to treat him right. I'm like, no, let me go and get the ice. It will be 1,000 times better. I promise you. And if I didn't, I think he would have just fucking died. I don't know, man. I fill the bong up with the ice. Fucking load him up a good one, he's holding it. He starts ripping it. I pull the bowl piece for him because I know he immediately has forgotten or he's just getting over eager, but he doesn't need it, I pull this fucking thing, he, tries to clear it, and as he's just clearing it, immediately just starts fucking doing the fish look. And I've seen this because I've smoked weed with a lot of people that have never smoked weed, And he starts, just kind of like looking around a little bit. I'm like, dude, it's okay. And he's like, it's heading for the door. That's a bad sign, dude. That usually means he's going to go and throw up, or they're going to go and throw up if it's a fucking first time, or, starts heading for the door. I grab this bong out of his hand. I don't want him to fucking drop it. I put it down on the table. I start walking out after him. He's like, I need fresh air. I just need fresh air. And he didn't blow any of, that's the thing is I don't think he blew any of it out. I'm like, I told him that you got to make sure you blow this shit out. I don't think he blew any of it out. So I'm already panicked for him because I've done this to myself 100 times where you take way too big of a rip, all gets trapped down in there, and then you're just like burping smoke for the next hour, and it's the most uncomfortable fucking process I've ever seen. He's like, I just need some fresh air. He goes out there. I go out to go check on him. Dude, if he hears this, he's going to kill me. He's going to be like, fucking end the podcast, delete it. I go out there. He's not throwing up to my surprise, and I was very thankful for that. But he's on the phone. Who could he be on the phone with? My mom! She's in the house! I hear her on the phone. He fucking walked out there and he called her and was just like, dude, you gotta come check on me in a minute. She's like, what? And because she knew we were all coming out here to record a podcast, which she knew was a bad idea, but she's like, fuck it, let him go out, I guess. She's smart. Fuck it, let him do it. Call her, and he's like, you gotta check on me. And she's like, why? And he's like, I just took a bong rip. My mom's like, you're gonna be fucking fine, dude. Like, dude, I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm okay. And he's still on the phone with my mom. I bail, come back inside. Maybe they need to have a little personal talk, whatever. I come back inside. I'm talking to the guys or whatever. He comes back in after a couple of minutes. Dude, and I love him so much. It was so great, man. I've never seen him do this. I don't think he's ever done it, maybe he has, but it was probably like a puff off of a joint in like the fucking 85, and like it's probably some schwap ass weed, so like this actually like worked, I think, and he comes back inside and you can see him kind of like, it was so funny because I do a bunch of weird shit when I'm high without realizing that I'm even doing it, and he just like, he comes back in and kind of has like the eyes, like he's like looking around, like, this is wild, man. He comes back in, just locks on to Batty, dude. Batty, come here. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Get her up in the camera. Come here. Hey. He locks onto this cat, man. He's just petting the cat now, which is fucking hilarious to me. He's just sitting by himself petting the cat, just like, God damn, her fur is soft. Dude, I don't know. It's fucking hilarious, to be quite honest with you. All the way around, I loved it, man. It was a good-ass episode. And then they wrap up the podcast with some music. That'll probably be in there at the very end or whatever. And I don't know, man. And I kind of feel bad about tossing my dad under the bus like that. But I know, hey, be fucking cool, guys. Do not say shit. Dude, it was so great. And like I said, man, I don't know if it's making on the Patreon or not, or if it's making on the public feed or not, or if it's gonna have to go straight to Patreon. I think I'm gonna edit it down, put some of it on the public, some of it on the Patreon or something, man, because it was one of my favorite episodes, man, and I don't know how I was planning on bringing that tangent back, but what I was getting at is like, dude, I know we have a fucking story. I know there's people that would love to see this, dude. And the problem is I can't convince all my family to start doing it until we really start making some fucking money off of it, to be quite honest with you. Like, I'm surprised, dude. I got my dad to come and do that the other night while he was right before he was about to commit the deed. He looked at me and he goes, I'm doing this for you. And I was like, please do not do this for me. If this is actually just for me, please do not do it. Like, only do this for you, man. Do this for you, not me. I don't need you to do it. I'm not going to look at you like any different, like, only do this if it's for you, and he did. And that's off camera. And and I'm glad it is. And I'm sure he's glad it is too. But I know, like, I mean, dude, I was just I literally, and I don't know, like I don't know how many other people are feeling like this, dude, but I feel like if a TLC producer would have shown up like 4 or 5 years ago, we would have had a TV show. Like or 10 years ago. I don't know. Yeah, probably 10 years ago. Really, when all my fucking, my little sister's like 18 now. So, like, pretty much just, I mean, dude, they could have just recorded the whole fucking thing. Like, I got some interesting shit happening, man. I know I do. And I know that people want to fucking hear it if I let them hear it. And I'm really fucking hoping that that wasn't all completely convoluted and made no sense at all. But my family is fucking insane in the best of ways, man. And all of my friends are the same way. They are the best fucking people. They really are. And I can say that with full fucking certainty right now. Because I know for a fact my friends are sitting here watching this bad podcast that I'm doing. And it's not bad. I shouldn't be on myself like that, but it's kind of bad. But like, they have always supported me. They have always been like, look, man, you're going to do something. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to fucking do something. And I promise you, it will not be installing Windows for the rest of my life, man. I fucking know it's not. And I'm making sure that won't happen by recording this episode right now. And what I would like to start doing is just coming home from work and recording a couple of, like just record, even if it's for 30 minutes. Get an episode out there, fucking give the people what they want. I know you guys are sitting around fucking at work like I am, like all day at work. I listen to podcasts. That's all I fucking do, man, is just listen to podcasts. It's my favorite shit to do. Like, just sit around fucking while I'm at work, pulling out windows and shit. I just got both headphones in, or I'm building screens. I'm sitting there, dude, both. I'm having a full-blown conversation that I don't have to say shit in. So I'm giving you guys what you want. And I think the camera just died, and that's probably where we should end this. This is either episode 206 or 207. If it's 206 and you don't see 207, it probably ended up on the Patreon, because that one will be coming out before this if it's going on the public shit. I don't know. I really do appreciate you guys. I'm going to sign off, fucking say sayonara. Make sure to like and subscribe. Please put something in the comments, especially if you're watching on YouTube right now, hop into those YouTube comments, leave me a question, DM me on Instagram. I don't fucking care how you get to it. Let me know that you're listening to the podcast, and let me know what you want to hear, dude. I'll fucking talk. I'll give you a shout out. There's literally like nobody's begging for a shout out right now. So shout out Caleb S, but if you want to be like Caleb S, dude, all I'm going to fucking do now on is only shout out Caleb S. All my other friends are sitting there like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know. Okay, let me go before I go off on another tangent and fucking just go too deep or something, man. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the new rearranged office if you're seeing it on YouTube right now.